5 and 7, look at the sums. Compare the time periods of two pendulums of length 1 meter and 9 meter. In this case, effective length given. So, we have to find the ratio of the two time periods of the two pendulums. Now, we know T proportional to root over L. Okay. So, obviously from here I can write T1 by T2 equal to root over L1 by L2 because it is directly proportional. Okay. So, that means I have to find T1 by T2, that is T1 is to T2. L1 given 1, L2 given, this is L1, this is L2, 1 by 9. Root over 1 by 9, that means 1 by 3. So basically T1 is to T2 is 1 is to 3. Now this part I am sure you have this concept from mathematics, proportionality. I think you have done. If you have not done, then just you will be doing in maths, but for the time being, if anything, suppose if I say x proportional to say y, that means I can write x by y equal to constant. So if I have to compare two, like say x1 is to x2, I have to find the ratio in terms of y. I can write it like x1 by x2, that is equal to okay. In the second one, time periods, the ratio given, you have to find the ratio of the length. Okay. Now in this case, for sum number 5, suppose the lengths were given. If suppose the lengths were not given, ratio was given, then also same thing, because you are anyways applying the ratio here. L1 by L2 is L1 is to L2. So even if the ratio given or the lengths given, that's the same thing. Okay. In this case, T square, we can also use this form. No problem with that. T proportional to root over L. But obviously, you have to find the ratio of the length, not square root of the length. Okay. So, we are just squaring it and using it. Otherwise, you can also substitute the values here also. Same thing. T square proportional to L. That means T1 square by T2 square equal to L1 by L2. In this case, again, what is given? In this case, time period of two simple pendulums, the ratio given 2 is to 1. That means T1 by T2 is 2 by 1. So, if I squared it, we will get T1 square by T2 square, that is equal to 4 by 1. That is equal to L1 by L2. So, L1 is to L2, the ratio is 4 is to 1. This is the answer. Okay. And another one, sum number 8, it's given that it takes 0.2 seconds for a pendulum bob to move from mean position to one end. What is the time period? If from mean position it's moving to one end, the time taken is 0.2. That means what will be the total time period then? From O to B, suppose. O to B, time taken 0.2. Okay, that means it's going to this position, coming back, again going to this position A and again coming back. So we are basically getting 4 times, right? So 0.2, this is a total time taken. Okay. This is a case of a simple pendulum, that's why it's easier to do all these calculations. Had it been compound pendulum, which is obviously not in your syllabus, calculations would have not been so. Okay. And okay, that's all I think from this chapter. And I have mentioned one thing, small g, it varies to some extent in the mountains. That is basically if you go up from the earth's surface and below the earth's surface with depth and with altitude. but over on the Earth's surface it's taken as constant, the value of G. So in any sum, suppose it's not mentioned to you, the value of G is 10 or 9.8, you can take it as 10 only, okay? No problem with that. So that's all for this chapter. So we'll resume with our lessons in the next video then.